Okay, so let's continue with this plumbing project. I think that what I was doing on the last time I was doing this video was putting in, say, a note tag for my fixtures. This is a lavatory, floor drain, and a water closet. You know, I'm going to turn off the architect's model, his plumbing fixtures, and I'm going to type PL so I can get all the way down here because I'm lazy. I'll say okay to that, say okay to that. So this can become a little bit more clear of what's going on. So let me name these fixtures. I think I was doing this the last time. Wait, let's go annotate, tag. I got floor drain here. Sometimes I use sometimes you can use, it depends on the situation and how much area is available for text. So sometimes you can use an arrow with the box. Sometimes you can use the arrow without the box. So this is a box type tag. And I have an option of using the box or standard, which is what I was doing in the last video. So if I don't want the box and I want only an arrow, but what it looks like is that there's a gap between here. Okay, so to fix that, let's go to the family. Let's go back to type. I'm going to edit the type. I don't like that arrow. I guess that's that 20-degree arrow. I guess this is going to have to do. It just looks a little bit more thicker. But if I use another arrow, this is where you can choose your arrows. You choose your text here. And again, I'm going to get to plumbing this up. This is going to be sanitary, and I need to put a sanitary and a drainage vent in here. And I need to put hot and cold water in here. But there's so much to Revit that there's so much to explain. So when I start on one particular issue or subject, then I think it has to be explained. There are other videos that could explain this, but I'm gonna just let this flow the way I like for it to flow. So as you can see this gap, and what I was doing was choosing my arrow. And you can choose your arrow. 15 degrees is too sharp, I think. You see that 15 degrees? And I think it might be coming off of this vertical or this horizontal where the 15 degrees is. Let's choose another one. 30 is too fat. I think that's why I choose 20. And watch this. You see how fat that is? So I don't like 15 or 30. I like the 20. The 20 looks good. Okay. So you go back here and you see that that's a 20. I just undid everything. Now, let's go back and fix this guy because I don't want the box and I don't want this gap in here, okay? Because if I'm coming off of a fixture, okay, however that is, it just looks unprofessional, I guess. Not that I'm a professional, but it just doesn't look like drafting standard. Okay, so drafting standard, you use about a 1/16 of an inch off. Okay. So let's look at this family. Let's go back and edit this family. Okay. So this is what we have. This is the box that they're referring to. So for this, I know I've never used the box for a text for this particular situation. I've never used a box here. It's always been, what you can do, I can go to annotate, text by category and not use the leader, okay? And use the free end and come down and just use this, okay? Here, I can highlight it again. Let's highlight, highlight. And it says box, so I'm gonna change it to a standard. So it's just your standard call out for this particular plumbing fixture, this lavatory. I mean, this is a clinic sink. But sometimes you're gonna need an arrow without the box, where it's gonna be adjacent to the text here. So where am I? I'm in my family. So as you can see that this is a ghost kind of understood. The red is kind of an understood, but this is the box that I need to delete. Okay. I'm gonna highlight all of this and delete. Use the delete. Just say delete here. Okay. And now I'm gonna save this. I need to save it in my library. We should all have a library of families, because as you go along in your career, you're gonna put a file here, you're gonna put a family there, you're gonna put another family. It's important to put all of your families and however you want, your whatever your office standard is. Just be sure to update your family whenever you make that change, because they're going to change throughout the course of your career, okay, and your projects. Okay, you're going to, as you learn how to manipulate families, how to create them, you're going to constantly update them, okay? So where am I? I think I'm in tags here, and I have a plumbing fixture tag. Plumbing fixture tag 2024, plumbing fixture tag, that's this guy, okay? So I'm updating that. I'm gonna save it, or have I already saved it? Yeah, that's the 10. Let's just save it. I'll save it again. Yes. Okay. Now, let's go back into the project, load and save. I'm going to overwrite my original, and I'm going to say yes to making it editable and continue. Okay, so now you see how once we got rid of the box in our family, now we can manipulate if we want to use this particular format, okay? I don't like this format unless I have to use it, but if I have to use it, I don't want the gap in there, okay? And when I'm using the standard plumbing fixture tag, okay? I'm gonna erase this, and I'm gonna come down here, select, and right click and select create similar, okay? So I'll choose this floor drain. I'm gonna choose my water closet, kind of put it right there, okay? So those are all gonna be part of the plumbing fixture. Okay, so we'll go here. Let's go schedule, and this is the schedule. Okay, so this is the clinical sink, and you always want to have a schedule. This is just part of your plumbing notes and legends and schedules. When you're creating your sheets, this is going to be part of it. This table is going to be part of your sheet, okay? Part of your legend sheet. It's going to have your legends in it, your schedules in it, your plumbing notes, all of that. This schedule is going to go on it. So all of this has to be, to add up to reflect your plumbing floor plans and the rest of your equipment, okay? Because the drainage doesn't have hot and cold water connection, although some floor drains have what's called a trap primer. I might get into trap primers, but it's not part of what I'm planning on doing for this particular project. It wasn't part of the original plumbing for the Snowden project, so I'm not going to use it. I may use it as an example. I may just put one in just for the heck of it. But yeah, so you would, if there was a floor drain, it would, I think that floor drain would be FD-2, okay? So each one of these represents a particular floor drain. You could have LAV-1-2, shower-1-2, and so on, LC-1-2, because they're gonna, this parking, where's this floor drain? This floor drain -1 is a parking floor drain, okay? And FD, just a regular, it's another type of floor drain, because these are more heavy duty, because they're in the garage. So they have to be a little bit more heavy duty, maybe cast iron. Some of these might be plastic, and then you got the area. There's so many types of, several types of drains that you can use. And that's why you want to use a -1, -2, and so on. And then in the remarks, you want to, name whatever it is or whatever the remark is. Okay. So that's why. So you come over in your plumbing fixture schedule, so you can look at, what's the drain connection, vent connection, all of these are minimum size vent connections. Okay. These are minimum size. And these are minimum, all these are minimum size of your connection. Water closet, there's no hot water in the water closet. So anyway, let's go back to this plan. And what I'm gonna need to do is look at let's look at the drainage, okay? Let's look at this section. Let's go to 3. Let's go back and look at the section again, and you can see that it's on the left side of this. This is, I couldn't bring my drain out here, okay? Because there's a beam here. Okay, this is a beam. I'm gonna, here, and then kind of hover over and tab so I can get the beam highlighted and look at this. It's a wide flange. It's an 18 by 55, okay? So I'm gonna go back. So let's, let's look at that. I want to just play around and look at that. What's it, 3 section? It's always a good idea to have this section open. I want to orient to view. I want to look at that section 3. And here, so we can come down and look at that section. Where is it here? Okay, let me get a pivot, highlight and get a pivot. Okay, that's how you pivot around in this stuff. Okay, because if I didn't choose, then it's kind of free falling how you want things to go. It'll pivot, but there's no pivot point. And these are kind of pivot points, okay? So that's the reason I brought it on the left side, looking at this view, put it on the left side, okay? So I always want to have these open. I could also look at the mechanical. Let's go back. I know this fitting should be a combination. Let's go here. Okay, so maybe it should come down a little bit more. So I want to get past the, uh-oh, what happened? What happened? Why is it not? It should be able to come down easily. That's not coming down. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, that's not coming down. That shouldn't happen. But this is what's gonna happen in Revit. Let's go back here. I'm gonna erase this part. Okay, let me go back and, okay. So that's the reason I chose this was because if I didn't did not choose this remove, then I lose the integrity of my pipe. You see, if I just lose, then it's disconnected here. And I don't want to do that, okay? So you always want to, in your fittings, you always want to choose this guy, you know, okay? So now I'm trying to figure out why this pipe is not giving me the results I want. Let me look at my fixture units. It's 3 fixture units. And it should come down. Wait a minute. Let me bring this down some before I do anything. You see? Now that should come down anyway. I'm going to see if I can move it up. Okay. So in order to align this, there's always a trick, or there's a trick to, or a technique, I should say a technique. I'm going to bring this out. Let's go about right here because it's going to give me some unexpected results. I'm going to line this up in my horizontal view, the way it is, so I can go to my vertical view and make sure that my floor drain is lined up with my my water closet. Okay, so what we can do, let's look through this stuff. And if you can see, let's go back. Man, I'm going to have to go through here. I don't want to do this. But anyway, that's the way it is. Okay, so that is not pinned anymore. These are pins. So I unpinned it just in case I need, well, because I'm going to need to move it. Obviously, this guy's not lining up. So I'm going to go here. And let's move this out of the way. So I need to line up the first pipe with the second pipe. Okay, let's go back. Delete this pipe. Have this pipe come down. Draw. Okay, let's get that combination in there. Okay, let's see if we can scoot it back up just a little bit, or enough. Okay, so that's how that works. You just have to play with Revit because it's not. Nothing is absolute, you know, in this program that we're using. It has its ups and downs, you know, just like we do. You know, some days it's up, some days it's down. Just have to work through it, you know. Okay, so we got that. I want to get this clinic sink in here before everything is finished. Let's go back. I like to look at this view. I don't know why. So we have our clinic sink. Let's look at the view. Okay, so we have that. I'm going to go over, and it has to be sloped, but I usually don't slope in Revit in these tight quarters. It's just it's too much work, because if the plumbing fixtures move around, even if it's one plumbing fixture, it throws off everything. If you're sloping in these tight quarters, in these bathrooms, okay. So I usually don't slope. This should be a 1 1/4 inch slope because it's less, because it's 2 inches or less. I'm going to change this to a 2 inch. Okay, and line it up. I'm going to have to line it up with the riser. This is a stack, okay, plumbing stack, and I'm going to line it up here, so that when I go back to my section view, okay, let's rotate that. Place here, I'm going to rotate it about right here. let's go 90. And let's look at this guy. Okay. Section 3. So let's see. Okay, I think I can use, yeah, I think this is okay. It's just part of the stack. Okay. So this should be, okay. I don't want to get into a whole lot of sanitary T. Uh-oh. That's the wrong direction. So it is the wrong direction, but it's still, okay, it's the wrong direction. We got that. Okay. I don't like this fitting. It should come off. This should be a 2-inch instead of a reducer here. But I'm gonna leave it. I don't like that fitting. I don't like that fitting. Man, do I have a choice? Do I have a... I wonder if I have a... I don't have it, because it's going to reduce again. Let's see. Okay, let me get back to that some other time. But I think that there's a fitting where the run, this run is a 3-inch and this branch is a 2-inch coming off of this angle of your fitting. I think I'm gonna leave it like that. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna leave it like that. I don't like that fitting. And again, you want to choose the remove and not just delete the fitting. Remove the fitting. Don't delete the fitting off the pipe. Now, let's get back to this guy. I'm going to create another pipe to align this with. I want to make sure that I'm in alignment with this guy. Okay, so there's our alignment. It looks like it's out of line a little bit. It should be. I hope it is. Let's see what happens. Align pipe 1 with pipe 2. Now let's go back. Let's go here. Remove the fitting and don't delete. We got here. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Okay, you see, just like this is a 2-inch. Now I should be able to make that fitting, this sanitary Y, sanitary T, with just the fitting. I don't like it, I don't like it, I don't like it. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone for now. So, man, I'm gonna leave it. Let's just leave it. So we got 3D section, we have that. Let's go back here. Let's turn off the architect's drawing and the structural drawing just so we can look at our let's remove the fitting. Okay. So that's gonna be our the reason you don't see the link is because it's not part of the section. So I have to move the section out some so you can see the link. What happened there? I should be able to see that. I should be able to see my other pipe. Oh. Oh, okay, I deleted it. Okay, I'm gonna go back. Let's go section. Okay. Can I draw 2 inch, or it's going to be 1.5? Yeah, it's going to be 1.5. I'm going to try something. Let's try this. I'm going to try this. I'm going to make my sanitary T. Okay, I'm going to make it a default, which is this T reducing sanitary. Okay, I'm going to say okay to that. Description, that's not right. I'm going to say okay to that. And this description is not domestic cold water. It is sanitary sewer. Sanitary sewer. I'm going to go, let's extend this. Why is it going up? Something is not right here. Let's do this. And this one. Let's see what we got. Oh, okay. Section. Okay, that is the bottom. Okay, that's where all this is connected. Now, if I reverse this, okay, so let's change that to a 2 inch. Okay, now that's what I wanted. That's the fitting I wanted. Okay, all right, okay. Now we're talking. We like it. So this should be a cap up here. Let's go cap. Let's go cap here. So what I'm trying to do now is look at my plumbing fixtures, plumbing fixture count. And it should populate here. It should, but it's not. So this is a 2 fixture unit. That's a 2 inch. 2, 3, so this should be 5, but it's not doing that. Okay, let's go. Okay. Counting fixtures in Revit can be a chore. And a lot of times your count doesn't go through the fittings. And when you're working on a project, you hope that things are going to go as smooth as they should. Okay. So it could, for projects, it's not a good idea to think that you can use Revit and have Revit count up your fixtures. Okay, it's a good idea, and it looks good coming, and sometimes it works. Just like I was saying earlier, sometimes Revit works, sometimes it doesn't, and you have to go through the trial and error, right? You troubleshoot or whatever it is you have to do in order to make Revit work, on the back end, just keeping up with plumbing fixture counts, okay? But it can be frustrating, and it can set you back if you dwell on the fact that you need to have Revit count up plumbing fixture units, whether it's the water supply fixture units or the drainage fixture units. Those two are what you would want to keep track of. And to ask Revit to do that in a full-scale project can be can be very challenging. So I think that what I'm going to do is not dwell on the fixture unit count and how that's going to populate throughout the entire project, because I think that that's wishful thinking. Okay. Now, there's nothing that I've done. Let's look here. Okay. There's nothing. I've capped it here. Okay. And this is this clinic sink has 2 fixture units. Now, if I come here, let's do this. Well, okay. Let's just erase this. Okay. If I come here, then it should say 2 fixture units here. Okay. It doesn't. It's 2 fixture units. Now, Revit is not going to go that way. The flow is down. I don't know what's down here. Oh, okay. So this is why it's probably not giving me 2 fixture units. Okay, so it's giving me 2 fixture units. But it's stuff like that that keeps you from doing what you need to do for design work. Okay. Let me back up, and come down and erase this guy. Okay, I'm going to erase that, and this should say 2 fixture units here. Okay, it should say 7 here. It should. Oh, it does. Okay, so that's why I wasn't getting the number that I want. This should be 5. Okay. But I think that I'm gonna, it looks good now because the number of fixtures aren't that critical. You know, there's only 3, right? Or Revit can keep up with it. But what's gonna happen is there's gonna be a fitting that's not gonna transfer those fixture units through the system. And you're not gonna know where it is. You're gonna have to go in and break all of these pipes, these fittings, just to keep up with the fixture units for your system. I don't think it's a good idea. It looks good on paper, but what's a good idea is for your project to automatically give you your fixture unit counts, whether it's water or drainage, and you click on it and it gives you the correct number. The nightmare is when you click on it and the fixture unit says 0, and you know you got a whole system that you know is at least, let's say it's 67 drainage fixture units, and it's 117 water supply fixture units, and you're getting 0. Okay, I think that's a bad strategy for doing this kind of work. I mean, it would be nice if it was if it was an absolute that once you lay out all of your plumbing work, it would be nice if there was no question that you're going to get the right fixture units. But it doesn't happen like that, and you spend a lot of time trying to figure out where the disconnect is and why you're not populating your fixture units based on the number of fixtures that you have, and it comes up at 0 when you know it should be 68. Okay, so I think I'm not gonna do the fixture units and just just lay out the water and the drainage system, and the other types of system, because the drainage fixture unit count in Revit is hit and miss. It's just not going to be there as a guarantee. So, I mean, it's coming off the fixture. It's nice, you know, and getting a few of these is nice. But once you add up all of this, and you come here and you start putting this pipe work in and this pipe work in, and once you get down to the basement area and all of the fixtures are connected to the system, and your fixture unit count comes up less than what you know it is, or more is, well, it's not going to come up more, or zero. Okay, so I think I'm gonna stop here before I keep going on and on and on and on. So again, one of these days I'm gonna come over here and finish my drainage and my vent system. Then I'm gonna come down to this level, come down to this area of the floor plan and do this bathroom and the rest of them. I don't know how long that's going to take, because there's so much to say about this, you know, whether it's plumbing or whether it's Revit, and, you know, just based on what I know, you know. So I hope that helped, guys, and I will talk to you guys later.